As Indigenous people, there's a culture that you grow up in, and you learn about 7 grandfather teachings.
And one of them, the last one that was given, it was truth, Debwewin.
Debwewin is a Anishinaabe-Moan word, and as Anishinaabe people, we're taught that these 7 grandfather teachings are how we are to live in a good way. And for me personally, I think truth is one of the most important ones.
It means bringing all of those other first 6 together.
Humility, love, courage, respect, honesty, and bravery.
So truth is bringing those all together full circle or interrelated even.
I always used to ask when I was younger, how do you follow these teachings? What do you do? One of my elders and knowledge holders, they said, you're not going to learn it in a day. You're not going to learn it in a week or a month. This is a lifelong lived experience.
Debwewin, to me, it means that really honoring the First Nations people and the land that we're on in a true and authentic way.
Debwewin has been a way of me really taking some time to learn about the place that I live and to learn about the truth of this land and to really have an opportunity to get to meet people who can tell me more about the history of it and the history of all of the people.
We really have to make it known to everybody, especially Oakville residents. We're honored and privileged to be on the land of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation.
If it's talked about more, then more people will want to be engaged in it.
Knowing the truth is really the start of getting things done.
Truth by itself is no good unless there's some sort of action. You have to do something with it and apply it somehow to make it meaningful.
We cannot make right what we don't speak in truth. So their history, the colonization, the absolute injustices that have been done, they all need to be spoken in truth before they can be reconciled. Allyship is really important. I think it needs to be a core aspect of every Canadian that lives here.
We're on their treaty lands, so it's doing whatever we can to make everybody aware that we're really visitors on this land.
We're just momentary residents of this place, and it is our job to take care of it.
If we do things that are good for the land, or we do things that are good for people, it's like we're standing by them.
I think what matters most is that people come from a good place and they want to take the time to learn and take the time to build a good relationship.
People need to start learning and understanding, and how are they going to learn if they're not taught in a good way or shared in a good way for understanding to come together?
You absolutely 100% have to start by educating yourself. What methods are being employed right now to kind of reconcile and how you can participate in those efforts.
I always tell people, to be a good ally is creating space for Indigenous people to step into to speak our truth. Not speaking on our behalf because this is our lived experience.
I always want to make sure I'm thinking about everything that I do before I do it, because everything is kind of like a rippling effect.
Understand who was here before, and not just the version of the story that you read in history books, but the longer story, the real narrative, the truth.
Use that passion for change for whatever they need to do.
If you create space for us, we will be there.
We can stand together in a relationship that works to better each other and help each other through difficulties at the same time. Sometimes the path is going to be smooth and sometimes it's going to be rocky. But as we each go down that path and we can support each other through it, we can make the trip down it much smoother for everyone involved.